Hey, paisanos, it's the
Excuse me, princess.
Super Show!
Welcome to the Excuse Me Princess Super Show, where we record the Super Mario Super Show and Legend of Zelda in air date order. This is episode 1.
Yes.
Today?
Tomorrow.
Oh.
This is actually the show where we watch the entirety of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show and The Legend of Zelda in air date order.
I'm John.
He's Aaron. And the episodes we're looking at today are the live-action segment, Do You Believe in Magic? And the animated segment, Pirates of the Koopa, sometimes known as just Pirates of Koopa.
And I am so... I wanted to believe that something good would happen. John, where can we watch this massacre?
If you want to watch the episodes we're watching, you can legally watch them on YouTube, on the Wild Brain Superheroes YouTube channel.
Amazon Prime.
And you can get the DVDs if you get them for a good price, but, you know, you're kind of wasting your own time. There's like 2 special features on them. And it originally aired on September 28th, 1989. And that's the long and short of it. Aaron, do you believe in magic?
I believe the world would be a better place without magic. I believe that... I believe in the bottom third.
Yeah.
I'm no...
You know, the Winx Club died fighting people like you.
The what?
Winx Club. It was a, you know, it was kind of a magical girl thing. I think it was like Italian or something.
Oh.
It's a broad reference.
Isn't there a Netflix show about it now?
I think so, but I think it's like an Avatar thing where it's a live action thing, maybe.
Yes, I think I've watched it. And I would rather watch this than Do You Believe in Magic? But let's jump into Do You Believe in Magic?
So, Luigi's just about to have a shave with his... He says he's going to shave his favorite mug with lather from his favorite shaving mug. But for some reason, they're also cooking pasta sauce on the stove behind him. When suddenly, there's a big rumble and the lights flicker and Magic Johnson is back in the medicine cabinet.
First, Luigi says something about, Mario, what did I tell you about skipping rope with your boots on?
Oh, yeah. Oh, right, I forgot. Mario's at the store. But yeah, no, it's, actually, but the dialogue leads us to believe that this is chronologically Magic's first appearance, because they're actually surprised to see him and fairly reverent of him.
Either that, or he is just as disappointed that Magic's back as we are.
Or he's just afraid that Magic's gonna chuck more basketballs at him.
Or send him into the rabbit's hat.
Mm-hmm. Banish him back to the Shadow Realm. But no, this is one of those episodes where the celebrity wants to make use of the Mario Brothers' apparent handyman ability to fix almost anything. In this case, a little trophy that he brought with him that he's had for a long time and needs fixed. You don't really remember seeing what was actually wrong with it.
It was just... I think it was just tarnished.
Maybe that's it.
But he damaged it with his slam dunk thing. Because he's a basketball player.
Yes.
And only that.
Basketball references.
Oh.
So, Luigi says, hey, we'll have it ready for you pretty quick. And goes to set it down on the table.
Which is not neat.
No, it's got some other shit on it. And he toddles off to go find something.
To fix it.
Yeah, I don't remember what. But then Mario comes back from the store.
And takes everything on the table and throws it in the furnace.
Now, conspicuously, you don't see him pick up the trophy.
Yeah.
But you're led to believe he did. And then Luigi comes out and... Oh, no, he doesn't.
It cuts to the cartoon.
Yeah, that's right. And then after the cartoon, Luigi's berating him for having done it, and they fish out some sort of...
metal pellet.
It's a Hulk.
Yeah.
Little Hulk. But no, it's a tarnished, burnt metal cup
billet
of some kind. and they figure they can fix it by hitting it with a hammer in several strategic locations. Attack its weak point. And so, but unfortunately that's when magic shows up, and Mario's got to stall him.
Yes. I am sorry, I am seething mad.
I'm not trying to grab the steering wheel from you.
So, Mario goes, it's like, oh yeah, Luigi's just working on it right now. And Magic's like, I'll be back in 5. Kind of menacingly.
Yeah.
Kind of like he's not an actor who should be on this show. Kind of like I'm hating doing this episode, and I'm not looking forward to it. Here, cheers.
Dunk. But no, the Mario stalls him by showing him some sick basketball moves by accidentally dropping the basketball.
And then further stalls him by showing him clips from the next episode of Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah,
and we have seen now pretty much all of that episode.
Yeah, there's a few things left, but yeah, almost the whole game has been given away. And again, it's an episode I'm very familiar with anyway. As you might remember from a few episodes ago, I gave Aaron a single clue, and he immediately knew which episode it also was.
Oh.
But that's okay. It'll be a good time. I like that episode.
It is a good episode, and I will enjoy it. It will wash this out of our mouths.
Uh-huh.
But cuts back to the Mario Brothers having a larger, more shiny trophy than what Magic gave them.
That they had somehow repaired out of that hulk of metal, smoldering slag they'd pulled out of the furnace.
Did you know that the Mario Brothers are now blacksmiths? Because they make better blacksmiths than they do plumbers.
Yeah, well, they used to be construction workers until a big gorilla chased them out. But anyway.
That's not a good way to describe their CEO.
Foreman Spike?
Oh, yes.
Mario, you almost hit my car. That was a great bit. But no, they try to give Magic this trophy, but he says, wait, that's not my trophy. I didn't bring my Best Player of the Year trophy. I brought my bowling trophy.
From when I was a kid. It's one of my favorites.
And so they want to calm him down. They tell him, look, sorry, there was an accident with your trophy. Here, have some pasta sauce. It'll calm you down. And what do they dig out of the pasta sauce?
Crap.
The original trophy. It turns out Mario had been using it to stir the pasta sauce, and it had never been taken from the table to the furnace.
Luigi was using it to stir the pasta sauce. This time it was Luigi that
No, it was Mario.
Luigi was one who was...
No, but that was at the beginning. That was before Luigi put the cup on the table. Then Mario cleared off the table and then stirred the pasta sauce while Luigi was still gone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what I missed.
And that's, and like I said, they don't explicitly show Mario pick up the cup and chuck it in the furnace or even show him pick it up at all. It's just gone.
I'm just blinded by rage.
Yeah. That's fair enough. But anyway, the sauce cleans up the cup well, and they give it back to Magic.
He's happy.
Which is good. Everybody gets to keep their pinkies. And that's it.
Not Irvin. Irvin loses it.
They close the medicine cabinet, and that's the back of Magic Johnson, and we'll never see him again. Thank God.
So, Magic Johnson is a basketball player who I now have an issue with.
Yeah. Also, we discovered, not that it took much detective work, that he almost certainly, definitely recorded this the same time he recorded his other appearance in the medicine cabinet. Mostly by the detective work of him still wearing the exact same clothes. And not a costume clothes.
Yeah.
Like regular clothes.
Exact same purple hoodie. Or bunny hug if you're from Saskatchewan.
Ooh. Yeah, no, it's
gross.
As much as he phoned in the first one.
This was worse.
This was a voicemail.
Yeah. This was, he finished phoning in, came back, sat down for like 5 minutes total, was told, hey, you need to redo it, and he just walked off.
They gave him different lines.
Yeah.
Maybe they told him it was the same one, and they'd rewritten the script in between. Or, yeah, can you come back and just say this shit about a trophy? Or maybe they slipped a $10 bill into his pocket and said, "Why don't you come back for a minute?" He was only in about 2 minutes of the 6 minutes or so that you usually get out of these.
Is this the worst?
No, in fact, I think it's better than his other one.
I disagree, but that's just because the other one had puppeteering.
That's true. You know what? That's fair. I don't think it's demonstrably worse than it, though.
No, I think it's on, either...
It goes The Orphan, then this, then Magic's Magic, maybe.
Yeah. So it's still in bottom third, and it's going to stay there.
Yeah, just through sheer lack of effort on its own part.
This was lazy. This was 100% just lazy. And his lines were delivered with zero emotion. Negative emotion, if you will.
Yeah.
Whatever he was trying to put into the universe, he was putting in the opposite.
Yeah. No, it was Magic Johnson in the medicine cabinet once again. But again, for the last time. Because he's got places to be.
And, we did find Magic Johnson's star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
That was fun.
It's only a couple steps away from, what's his name? Fred Travellina's, who put in a much better workday than,
oh, yeah.
that was, man, that was a good episode.
Oh, yeah.
We should go back and watch that.
Yeah.
Oh,
what are you doing
that
with Velvet Elvis?
That is someone I wouldn't mind coming back again.
Fred Travellina?
Yeah.
He might. I don't know, but he might.
And so this is the second time that I've had someone that I haven't had to do research on. And the first time was better.
Mm-hmm.
The first time,
that meant we could concentrate on the fun.
Yeah. This one, there's no fun. Why have a basketball player at all when you're just gonna focus on dumb stuff?
Because it's not the fact that he's a basketball player, it's the fact that he's a famous person.
Yeah, but have him show up. I'm sorry, but calling in that bad just so that they can have him?
I'd like to know where he filmed his parts.
I don't know. My guess is France.
You think so?
Because he must be wine drunk to have done it that badly. Sorry, Magic. I know that you're probably a fantastic guy. I am not a fan of your acting. Irvin.
Yeah. But if you're a fan of our acting, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Give us 5 stars on your podcatcher of choice, and check out our shorts on TikTok and YouTube. You want to get into the cartoon?
Yeah, because otherwise I'm just going to sit here.
You're just going to get angrier and angrier.
Get off my damn lawn.
Yeah.
Get over your damn house, John.
Young man yells at Magic. So anyway, to get into the cartoon, the episode is Pirates of the Koopa, sometimes listed as Pirates of Koopa. And
all the time bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, there were some good gimmicks to it.
In Pirates of the Koopa?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll get, it's a new writer again, so we'll actually save it for the end. But to get into it,
The Mario Brothers?
Yeah, the Mario Brothers, Toad, and the Princess are the new crew for Captain Clump, the only seafarer who's brave enough to sail them across the bay, supposedly towards Princess's castle. Because it turns out the seas are being controlled by Blackbeard Koopa.
They find this out after Captain Clump gets after them for, instead of peeling potatoes, making them into strings.
Yeah, because they're making potato-getty.
Yeah. I get it. I'm not happy with it.
And Toad is doing a particularly lousy job of swabbing the deck. And the princess is making sandwiches for everybody or whatever, which she's getting off easy.
Yeah.
But that's okay. She is the princess. If this is a counselorship, she's the ambassador. But anyway, yeah.
Are you saying princesses should always get off easy?
No.
Oh.
But I'm saying, she's the passenger, everyone else is her entourage.
With David Duchovny?
Well, she does have red shoes, but I don't know if she keeps a diary. Anyway.
But she does float.
What the hell does that have to do with it?
You know what else floats? UFOs.
Oh. Anyway, so, but it turns out the old crew deserted because they didn't want to deal with Blackbeard Koopa, who doesn't have a beard, we'll just say that now. And in some alternate listings and like on Netflix, he's listed as Long John Koopa. So presumably that was a late stage change. But no sooner do they learn that Blackbeard Koopa is a concern than he rolls up in his pirate ship that seems to generate its own orange fog.
Cuttable orange fog.
Yeah.
Sawable.
Yeah, which is the only time any bladed weapon is used, because even Captain Clump, who's something of a pirate himself, with a peg leg that's way longer than his other leg, and a parrot named Patches, who has an eye patch of his own and is always holding a chicken leg drumstick. Try not to think too much about that. He,
Cannibal.
Yeah, they cut through the fog and see Koopa's pirate ship rolling up.
Koopa's flag, then Koopa's ship, then Koopa announcing that there's also Blackbeard Koopa.
Himself.
Yeah. And he immediately goes on the offensive.
It's true.
But badly, to start with.
He throws a single bomb, which gets thrown back at him.
Yes. And then he monologues to himself about how you can't fool him so well. And because his monologue went so long, it blew up in his face. Literally.
Yeah.
Not even phased.
Fortunately, he still has an arm.
Yeah.
So, who knows how much damage. Well, that's one thing. The bombs don't seem to do much concussive damage to anything in this episode.
No,
There's some of the weaker bombs we've seen. At least it's not itching powder.
I mean, at least with itching powder, it ended up doing something.
Yeah.
This was more just maybe a distraction.
Yeah, maybe they were just tear gas grenades.
Yeah.
In fact, he uses the smoke that they generate eventually to capture the princess.
Yeah. They use 4 on, rapid succession, not even a little bit of char on the deck.
No, they just poof.
Yeah.
And then some Koopa Troopas roll in, and there's a kind of whimsical fight scene, but in this early stage of it, the good guys are getting knocked around pretty bad.
Yeah.
But they do manage to rout them. Even the princess, and she uses a bit of her dress floating ability from Mario 2, USA, which Aaron thinks is the first time she's done it in the show. I think he might be right, but...
I didn't say I think it's the first time. It's the first time I noticed it.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to look at it. But it's explicitly animated as that. Her dress poofs up a bit and she tumbles down. It's very Smash Brothers, actually.
Yeah.
But... Sorry about any cheering and hooting and hollering here. Someone in the house is watching the Oilers win.
Or lose.
I think it was win. Either that or it drove him nuts. Anyway, the smoke from the bombs does eventually lead to the princess's capture by a pair of Koopa Troopas. And there's an instant but unmarked transition, because the very next line is her being held captive and her saying, "You agreed to let them go if I came willingly."
Not harm them.
Yeah, not harm them. And Koopa says, "Yeah, but you didn't come willingly. We had to capture you." But there was supposed to be some kind of transition there, and there just wasn't. Just there was smoke, and then when it cleared, she was already... We thought she was being held on their ship. It turns out she was already over on Koopa's ship.
Yeah.
So there was supposed to have been something else. The Mario head or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mario, Toad, and Captain Clump are tied to the mast, the main mast of the...
So during the fight scene, the bird gets tossed into the crow's nest.
Yeah, he gets...
I want to note that right now.
I was gonna segue back to that too. I was just thinking we didn't mention that.
Never see the bird again. Toad, Mario, Luigi, Captain Clump are all tied to the mast.
Yeah.
And the boat is starting to go down.
Yeah, they realize that, well, it wasn't the bomb explosions that caused the damage. Koopa actually drilled holes in the boat.
Yeah.
Further lending credence to the fact that there was a noticeable time skip that was not documented.
Something about those are some high seas.
Yeah. It's like, no, it's a low boat.
Yeah.
But anyway, they eventually start shimmying their way up the mast, which is working fine until they hit the bottom of the crow's nest. Which is a second before we asked what was going to happen when they got there.
Yeah. And when they do, two things happen. First, they get stars around their heads. Animated stars.
Yeah.
Second, the bird pops out.
Yeah, with animated stars of his own. And he plucks one out of the air and gives it to Mario. So that Mario can turn into Super Mario.
Giving another past the power count, bringing us to 11.
Yeah, because it's I think he's done it before where he says, basically Starlight, Starbright, give me pasta power, give me pasta might.
Yeah.
And he turns into Super Mario in an interesting transitional thing where they flash several different color combinations of his Mario suit, plus various weird kaleidoscopic overlays, which was really funky when we watched it in the frame by frame.
It was a good time.
Yeah. One of them actually inverts his colors to, outside of giving him a blue hat, gives him his more modern colors with blue overalls and a red shirt. But anyway, Super Mario can snap the ropes. It gets everybody into the crow's nest while he jumps on the cheeps that have been circling them with knives and forks. And they start sailing away in the crow's nest, because as he puts it, it sure beats swimming.
And it does. And we, at this point, cut back to Koopa.
Yeah.
Who is in the middle of a slave trade.
Yeah, it turns out he has... Stop kicking the desk. He has one bad habit that he carried over from Mario's Magic Carpet, and that is wanting to either buy or sell the princess.
Yeah.
In this case, it's sell. And all the pirate crews that are going to buy her are all just like Koopa Troopas and Goombas.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling even after she's bought, she wouldn't have much trouble breaking away. But anyway, it doesn't come to that, because the Mario crew are slowly rolling up, but they're like, okay... Mario figures, we gotta get in there and rescue her while I'm still super. And then he immediately powers down.
Because he gets sad.
I think he got sad again.
Because as we've gone through, Mario's weaknesses include water, sadness, being hit,
lack of pasta.
He might have just gotten splashed. That might have also been what happened. He might have, while paddling, end up tearing a ligament.
Yeah. I think, well, I mean, for the star specifically, it makes sense, because even in the games, that's supposed to be timed.
Yes.
He got more than 30 seconds out of it. Or 5 seconds, or whatever it is. But anyhow, so they decide they're going to disguise themselves as pirates. So Mario comes out in an eye patch, a do-rag, and some kind of...
Pirate outfit.
And with a hook. And Luigi comes out with a phony peg leg and a one of those powder wigs. And to their credit, Toad and Captain Clump do not think this is going to work, but humor them anyway.
Yeah. And they go in and take part in the auction.
Yeah. After rolling up to the bar and ordering milk. And then
in a dirty glass.
Yeah, when everyone gives them a side eye, Mario says, in a dirty glass. And that seems to satisfy the crowd. But when Koopa is trying to raise the bidding up to 1 million gold coins,
Luigi has a bright idea to bid 1 billion.
Yeah.
Any financial difficulties that the Marios are in from this point forward is Luigi's unpaid $1 billion debt.
Well, I don't think he intended to actually pay Koopa, of all people, anyway. But it's enough to stall the auction long enough for Toad and Captain Clump to sneak up and open the princess's cage, at which point Toad immediately falls off the cage and alerts Koopa to what's going on, but that's fine because the princess just whams him with the cage door anyway.
And jumps down and floats off with into the battle scene.
Yeah.
Which we get another really interesting cover.
Yeah, this is an odd one. They start fighting it out in the original version to a cover of Limbo Rock by Chubby Checker.
Because they're in the Caribbean.
That's the tenuous connection that we've been able to make to it. And neither version makes really good use of music because the cover is a weird thing to have while pirates kind of chase each other around. And the new music is that weird, slow-ass dog barking one that replaced the music in the Hercules episode, and it sucks too. I mean, it's a better replacement in the sense that it's a similar style, sort of, but it's not a good song.
No.
It's not exactly high energy.
Yeah.
But for those who need to be subjected to it, special thanks once again to the Super Mario Bros. Super HQ channel on YouTube for the cover song, which we'll be layering in somewhere around here.
Don't just stand there, you pathetic thunderheads. Let's get 'em!
Limbo ankle, limbo knee. Bend back like the limbo tree. Jack be limbo, Jack be quick. Jack go like the limbo stick. All around the limbo ground. Hey, let's do the limbo round.
Man. This one sucked for the cover.
It did. I think it's the worst matching cover.
I think it's just the worst cover.
No, it was an okay cover. It's just, but the song shouldn't have been there. It was a bad idea for a cover.
Yeah.
It was performed fine. But
they should have just done a cover of the old piracy commercials. I don't know what they would have had for in the 80s, but I'm sure there would have been something.
But anyway, during the quote-unquote fight scene, the gang does a lot better the second time fighting Koopa and some Koopa Troopas. And Mouser was there a few times, but he's not in the fight. Just worth noting.
Yeah.
And they eventually use one of those rope ladder things that go up the side of a ship to slingshot Koopa out to sea. And he doesn't go as far as it looks like he's going to, but it's still far enough.
Yeah.
And that's basically where the episode ends. Was there an ending joke that you can recall?
Not with the rage I'm in.
No. It was, he says, I'll be back to sink you and something. And then it's like the seas are now safe from Blackbeard Koopa. And they lower his flag and raise the mushroom flag. And that was it. There was a mushroom-shaped iris out towards the flag.
Yeah.
And
Right, the mushroom flag, which would have been a perfect time to actually use a flag from Mario 1. Wait, was that a flag?
Yeah, well, the colors are wrong, but that's the idea.
Yeah.
The flag for Mario 1 is the mushroom or a peace sign.
Yeah.
I think it's a mushroom.
But
No, Mario lowers he puts up one with a star. That was the old joke about the Mario 1 Mario being communist.
Ah, yes.
But the mushroom the flag he brings down, it either has a mushroom or like a half green peace sign. I have to double check. But anyway, yeah. This was an interesting one. It wasn't bad. But it was closer to bad than any of the good ones.
Yeah. I guess we should get into it. So, let's start with the voice actors.
Well, we're still kind of reviewing it first.
Oh.
Although I think most of our thoughts have been expressed. It's a pirate one. But it's not like a Treasure Island thing, at least.
Hey, John, do you think that parodies are based?
Yeah, based on movies. Well, the original line was movie parodies are based. That's okay, though. Anyway, yeah, Captain Clump was a weird side character, but fairly inoffensive.
Yeah, the bird was cannibalistic.
Yeah, and there's a weird thing where it's another acknowledgement that it is the regular Koopa who just goes around adopting different disguises everywhere he goes. Because after Captain Clump informs them about Blackbeard Koopa, Toad just slumps down and he's like, I thought a nice calm sea trip would get us away from King Koopa.
Speaking of sea trips, if you're wanting a nice calm sea trip, feel free to reach out to Aaron the Travel Plan Man on either Facebook, where it's Aaron Shanahan the Travel Plan Man, or TikTok, at Aaron the Travel Plan Man or Coast to Coaster.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done a live drop-in, so...
That's okay. It's been a while since Aaron the Travel Plan Man put anything on TikTok.
Yeah, that's fair, but I have a feeling by the time this episode has gone up, there'll be a few more updates.
Very good. Like, comment, and subscribe. But no, okay. There's not much more to say about this one. Pretty weak, but...
Pretty weak, but not the worst.
Not stupid weak.
And not dumb.
No.
Not just straight up bad.
Mm-hmm.
There's been worse episodes.
It knew what it was doing. It used a Mario power-up.
It increased the pasta count.
Yeah.
In the end, there was a lot.
Yeah, we got 8 pasta power counts, so...
Yeah.
As of episode 18, the pasta power count is up to, I guess, 11, I believe.
Yes, it is at 11.
So we'll update that. And now...
This is episode 19.
Okay, but even so.
Yeah.
I'm not incorrect. I'm just mistaken. So, okay. The writer for this one, Ted Peterson.
Pedersen?
Yeah, it's spelled Pedersen, but I'm going to say it's Peterson. And he will recur a few more times, but this is his first showing here. He did a lot of, like, 1 or 2 eps of a lot of the late 80s, early 90s stuff. But then some of his bigger contributions, 16 episodes of that Plastic Man cartoon we still have to see. 21 episodes of Hanna-Barbera's Thundar the Barbarian. He has a writing credit for 62 episodes of The Smurfs, but I think that's more of a writer's room thing. He wrote 10 Ninja Turtles episodes of the classic show. He wrote, and more contemporarily, in the Iron Man cartoon, he wrote 1 episode of its crappy first season and 1 episode of its really good second season, the Hulkbuster episode, which tied it back into the canon of the Hulk cartoon that Iron Man had guest starred on. He wrote the second half of the 2-parter of the Spider-Man cartoon that brought the X-Men in. So that's a great one. He wrote a single episode of Stargate Infinity. That one's for Aaron.
Ah, yes. Stargate Infinity.
He wrote Be a Clown, an early episode of Batman the Animated Series from the era of the show where they kept having kids in it who had to be saved by but kind of help Batman. And it's a fairly weak one, even with Mark Hamill's Joker. But Jordan does get the biggest birthday hug in the world from his dad, the mayor, after. And finally, he wrote... it says he wrote 3 episodes of Mummies Alive, which was a show I loved. And it also says he wrote Mummies Alive, The Legend Begins, which... Connecting those dots means he wrote the first 3 episodes of Mummies Alive that got released as a direct-to-video movie.
A little boy named Presley found a secret out this year, that he was once a pharaoh when Egyptians ruled the world, and now the sorcerer named Scarab tries to get him day and night. But Presley has 4 guardians to protect his very life. He has the mummies. From the 25 BC. He has the mummies. Protection from the new Ramses. He has the mummies. They're hanging by the Crystal Bay. He has the mummies. Protectors of the world today. He has the mummies. From the 25 BC. He has the mummies. Protection from the Pharaoh team. He has the mummies. They're hanging by the Western Gate. He has the mummies. They're gonna save the world today. The Egyptians way the mummies alive.
Did you watch Mummies Alive, Aaron?
No, I didn't, but I did watch Mask at one point.
Mask or The Mask?
Mask.
Oh,
and The Mask.
Like Masked Crusaders.
Yes.
Well, that was good. Well, the first year of it was good. Then they started having them race. That was weird.
Yeah, why would he bring a race into this?
We don't want to get controversial here. But anyway, so that's a good spread on Ted Peterson, and he'll show up a few more times.
That's good.
As for the cast, it's pretty standard fare at this point.
Danny Wells shows up as Mario. Wait.
Yeah. We got Lou Albano as Mario, Danny Wells as Luigi, Jeannie Elias as Princess Toadstool, John Stalker as Toad. John Stalker as Toad, Mouser, and a Koopa Troopa. And Harvey Atkin as King Koopa, Blackbeard Koopa, Captain Clump, and Koopa Troopa number 2.
Ooh.
So it wasn't just the same voices over and over again. So
Wait, was he Captain Clump?
Harvey Atkin, yeah.
So this is the first time where...
where we thought it might be John Stalker, and it turned out to be Harvey Atkin.
We do not know our voice actors.
Well, it's just these two. They both... I swear some of these gotta be wrong. Hercules sounded so much like Sam from Sam and Max. But, whatever. We're at the mercy of the internet.
And the internet is at the mercy of us.
Yeah. So like, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, so I guess we'll get into our ratings here. Pirates of the Koopa, Aaron.
Oh, good. I give it 4.5 melted trophies.
Oh, calling from the live action segment. We don't usually do that, but I think I'll allow it. If nothing else, because it's therapy for you.
Speaking of which, where do I send my therapist bill?
Magic Johnson. 4.5 melted trophies.
It was better than a lot of them, but at the same time, there was some not good. There was... it was the cover songs that really brought it down for me.
Yeah.
And, like, at least use more energetic music. Put some effort in when you're replacing something.
That's the weird thing.
Like,
but I mean, the music they were replacing was pretty lackadaisy too.
Yeah, which makes it so I give them a little bit more credit on that part, but at the same time, that just brings it down further as well. So,
yeah.
I also think that I'm just a bitter old man who's sore and thinks that the world would be better without Magic Johnson in a medicine cabinet.
Well, we'll never have to see it again.
Good.
As for me, I'll give it... It's middle of the road, so I'm going to give it 5 Captain Clumps out of 10.
Oh. Good. 5 Captain Clumps. Voiced by Harvey Atkin.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh. At least he wasn't voiced by Jeannie Elias.
That's true. She hasn't voiced anyone but Peach in a while. Oh, crud. I almost made it. Did I make it through last episode?
You did. And I have
right.
to congratulate you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I think that worked pretty well.
I guess we'll see, but my hands sure hurt. Also, it's letter time, it's letter time. Hey, we're finally doing another one of these.
What are we doing, John?
We got a couple comments and a couple of letters. We've actually got a lot more than that, but we can only fit so many in each episode, so we're going to have some on this one and some on the next one. So, Aaron, if you want to start us off with the comments.
All right. Well, let's start off back in episode 15. From Lanola Cola. What a night for a white knight to encounter a dark nut. Also obligatory reference to the Throg song, Wild Thing, for the live-action segment.
Now, isn't that the Trogs?
It said the Throgs here.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't the band supposed to be, isn't this supposed to be the Throgs? I'm not saying you said it wrong.
It is the Trogs.
Okay. And also, yeah, that's great wordplay. And it's funny, because, and I remember we were saying it was a dark nut that was taking Zelda to the underworld entrance. It was a freaking Zola. Which is how they mistranslated Zora back then. But it's fine, because the Zoras back then were evil instead of vaguely humanoid, vaguely sexy fish people. Like they are now.
Stop talking about your vaguely sexy fish people. It's weird.
They're not my vaguely sexy fish people. I didn't make them. I can't be held responsible.
I'm sure I can hold you responsible somehow.
Yeah, well, you'll have to talk to your wife about that.
Fiancé. Also touche.
I'll take it.
All right.
Any other comments?
Yes, so episode 16, we had a few complaints about the sound quality, so Nab has asked John to throw a blanket on those shelves behind him next time. So John, you know what to do. Ignore him. Find a way to make yourself sound even more tinny. I suggest that we actually rent out an old aircraft, remove all the seats inside, and see if we can really replicate a tin can. How do you feel about that?
I feel like that's putting more work into the show than we ever have before, and I'm all for it.
Sounds good. So
get ready for all treble, no bass.
So if you want to hear the most tinny experience possible, please send $5 to us by carrier pigeon. Only by carrier pigeon.
But you won't get it back. We're collecting those. We're like that lady in Home Alone 2.
The mother who abandoned her son for the second time?
No, the pigeon lady.
Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah. He was in there, too.
Yeah.
The mom in those, that was Catherine O'Hara, wasn't it?
I think so.
Like from the SCTV and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was Catherine O'Hara. I did just Google to check, because I'm really bad at the whole remembering who everyone is.
That's all right. I'm just like that too, Darren.
Isn't Danny Wells in the Super Mario Super Show?
I think he plays John Stalker.
Oh.
And both of them voice all the people that I think is voiced by King Koopa. I still think we're not wrong about that. I think there's some shit going on at IMDb. We might be breaking this wide open.
Yeah, but we don't go deep enough for that.
Well, we'll have to... Never mind. Never mind. Shall I get into the mailbag, the letters?
Yeah, I guess we should start with the most recent and work our way back.
Yeah, well, that would solve our little problem, but I think we better not. So this is, once again, going far back. Sorry about this. A letter from Dr. Derp, talking about Toad Warriors, EC the Extra Creepy, or Rambo Bubblegum Card. Hey, John and Aaron. Heard the first mail segment. Thanks for reading my first letter in its entirety. I understand if in the future they need to be abridged at best, but that won't deter me. Also, I've noticed the mic quality has significantly improved. It's
Sorry
a little
about that.
spooky. Yeah, I'm not used to hearing your voices so clearly. In anticipation of this week's return to the Mushroom Kingdom, I've decided to revisit all the older episodes to assemble not just a list of every unintentional form of video game foreshadowing I could find, but also all my favorite jokes per episode so far. Here's the latter completely randomized. What's wrong with King Koopa's wagon? Is it broken? I don't remember what that one's about. Do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. I never used the H word. Oh, yeah, that was the happy birthday cake on the sail barge.
Ah, yes.
Gut-wrenching, isn't it?
It's something wrenching. Toad-wrenching, you could say.
I hate these child-proof boxes. Oh, what was that in relation to? Him trying to... God, it's been so long since we watched these.
I feel like it was Koopa who said that, but I could be wrong. Please correct me.
Oh, no, it might have been in one of the live-action segments.
That could be it.
I need to change my batteries. You wouldn't believe the checkout line. I really don't remember that one. Do you?
I think that was live action again. I feel like that was Frankenstein.
Well, it could have been. A toast to Koopa. Now that one we do remember.
Yes, that was good wordplay. But it was still just bread.
Yeah, you were particularly upset about that. I like the stupid old days. Nope. I'm just going to have to go through and actually rewatch the show again.
Yes.
And then Emperor Augustus Septemberus Octoberus Koopa to you. That was good. I really liked those.
Yeah, I'll ruin the joke again. It's because July and August are named after Roman emperors. I'm
leaving space for me to drop in a cricket noise later.
Good.
Maniacal giggling from Toad. Nope. And one Fat Boys record. Maybe it had to be a CD. Oh yeah, from the potion mixing.
That was good.
Yeah. Although a little before my time, I had to double check who the Fat Boys were.
I prefer the former Fat Boys.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They're a nerdcore band. Remember when I was all about nerdcore?
Of course I do. I still have that one rap about Saturday morning cartoons somewhere in my phone.
By Beefy?
Probably.
With sampling the X-Men
theme, yeah. And that's the guy who played Lunk on Captain S, right?
No, that's Shale Riley.
Oh.
Beefy did the rap breakdown of the Captain S theme for the extended version.
Oh, yeah, everybody throw up your hands for Captain S. When evildoers cause you stress, you'll take him out because he's the best and all that stuff.
Exactly. Welcome to our slightly more deep dive into Beefy than you were comfortable with.
I hate getting deep diving into Beefy. Frankly, that's not something I studied at Witch Doctor School. I think that's about Pasty Pete the Witch Doctor.
I'm pretty sure you mean Sheldon. Actually, I'm pretty sure Sheldon was the Witch Doctor.
Bazinga. And I bestow upon you the honor of the Double Cross. Who would have been given out awards?
I think that was Koopa. I can't exactly remember what for. Or was that during Danger Zone?
No, I don't think so. Man, we're really bad at remembering this show. We record the episode and that's where it stops.
I mean, to be fair, I'm bad at remembering anything.
I do rewatch the episode a little bit when I'm farming screenshots for the thumbnail. And I'm like, oh yeah. Which actually will come into play in a different, in next week or next episode's mailbag. Tell Poppins to be quiet.
No.
Oh, okay.
She's just as much of a part of this show as you are.
Well, she's been in almost as many episodes. I'll have to give myself a promotion. As for the unintentional foreshadowing, there are about 14 separate examples I've counted, mostly from introducing settings and outfits that would appear again later on. Exceptions that prove the rule include Luigi playing cards and rolling down the river, akin to the infamous Nintendo DS minigames. Oh yeah, in Mario 64 DS and I think New Super Mario Bros., there's a bunch of those casino games, and you play against Luigi as the dealer.
Ah.
They're actually really fun. I burned a lot of time on the one on Mario 64 DS, because of course that was the only DS game I had when I got the DS new. Let's see, rolling down the river. Flying Mario and Brooklyn Bound. Yeah, he won't do that till later. Mario Kart, the Great BMX Race. You beat him to that. Giga Giant Bowser. I think I made that joke.
I think so.
Because he was from the only game worth playing, Super Smash Bros. Melee. And Mauser wearing a costume similar to Olimar from Pikmin. Oh yeah, his space helmet and little spacesuit before he got flattened. Which is, yeah, thank you, Dr. Dirt, for giving us a chance to reminisce about our own show. And all it took was us not answering your letter for a month. Also, I'd like to take... You made me lose my place. Also, I'd like to take now to say I've played more of Mario Odyssey since I brought up the subject of my favorite Mario games, and I think I can say with confidence that it is currently my favorite Mario game, period. Of course, not only is Super Mario Wonder a wild card, but so are all the classic Mario RPGs that I neglected to mention. My favorite Mario RPG would probably be one of the first two Paper Marios, but I likely won't get to play Thousand Year Door again until the Switch remake is out, which at time of recording this is like a few days.
Yeah.
So
3 days
get
from
on
now.
that. Yeah.
Might be 4.
And I likely won't be revisiting a Mario and Luigi RPG until I finally cave and pay $50 a year for Game Boy Advance games on my Switch, among other benefits. Well, we can tell you that that's worthwhile, except get a good N64 controller, like the Retro Fighters one.
Yes.
Or,
the Brawler 64 wireless
NSO edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Brawler 64 NSO wireless edition. It's a Bluetooth one. And it has a macro that sets its buttons for N64 mode and a macro that sets it as a Switch Pro controller. It's actually really good for the Game Boy games. The A and B button feel perfect for those. And the D-pad.
That's great to hear.
Now we should actually go on to one of the other paragraphs here where he talks about the episode we're talking about in that episode.
No, I think we should just add an extra hour of just us talking about our day. John, what did you get up to today?
I had chicken marinating on the counter, and since I had nothing else going on, I just sat in the kitchen and watched it.
Good.
Yeah, beat that shit.
I just adopted another cat.
Oh. Don't like that.
Yeah, you do.
Thoughts on EC, the extra creepy. The starting premise is very fun. Mario found a date online using an exaggerated dating bio. I copied them from a Rambo bubblegum card. Things take a turn for the weird when his online date arrives and she turns out to be an extraterrestrial robot. I can't say I'm a big fan of the robot girlfriend herself, but the script for this segment is one of the tightest we've seen yet. Sure. There's some great back and forth from Lou and Danny, a lot of good jokes and visual gags, including some recycled film footage, the hallmark of a great TV cartoon, as every SpongeBob fan knows. And a pretty solid ending. Perhaps it's a little derivative of similar premises like the Dracula rapper. That's rapper with a W, in case you were worried. Blah. But it's a refined setup all the same, reminiscent of something Abbott and Costello would do. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if this premise was lifted from an obscure Abbott and Costello film. Thoughts on Toad Warriors? Yeah, maybe it's more of a Three Stooges. I should really see Mad Max Fury Road sometime. Sounds like a good time. It is. As far as blatant movie parodies go... Sorry, go ahead.
Highly recommend it. And I hear that the other spin-off of it, Fury Road, is going to be really good, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I haven't seen much about that, but I'm sure it'll probably be good.
Yeah.
As far as blatant movie parodies go, and yes, I know this is actually a parody of the older Mad Max films and post-apocalyptic stories in general, this is pretty entertaining. Maybe I just have my expectations low because I know one specific movie parody coming towards the end of the show, but I'll say hello there when we get to it. Oh yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
I am.
For now,
I don't know what it is.
Well, I didn't say hello there the right way. For now, it's fun to see the Koopa Pack decked out in punk rocker gear and all the cars racing against the desert backdrop. Yeah, we really like Toad Warrior. I think so far, even here in the future, it's still our probably number one episode.
Of the cartoon.
So far.
Of the live action, it's still Slime Busters.
Slime Busters, yeah. I realize that the Super Show version of Toad in general is more aggressive than I'm used to, but here especially he's quite prickly, taunting the Vavam to blow up and addressing Toadstool as Dollface. Granted, the latter was after his transformation into the Fawns, but I digress. This is a great episode visually, pretty consistent animation, and a lot of dynamic visuals. I especially like the details like how Toadstool's voice on the radio syncs up with the tuner. Always nice to see a visual gag that would make no sense in real life. As far as more unintentional humor goes, the sleepy look in Mario's eyes when he calls himself a handsome devil cracks me up for some reason. Yeah, it kind of reminds me when he's lazily combing his mustache in the BMX episode.
Yes.
And it looks like he's supposed to be saying something and they just didn't bother. This episode has a very cartoony vibe, even by the show's standards, and I dig it. We even get some unintentional foreshadowing to future Mario Kart tracks like Toad's Turnpike and Moonview Valley. Toad even gets a truly spiffy motorcycle and helmet akin to what a Mii might wear in 8 Deluxe specifically. I know personally my Mii always has the Mega Man outfit on. When I'm not just using Rosalina. That's me talking, not him.
Yes.
Do you ever use any of those Mii outfits in Mario Kart 8?
Not that often.
Fair enough. They're fun to unlock, but then you gotta play with a Mii Razor.
Yeah.
I also like the tinfoil effect used for Toad's transformation. Oh yeah, the old light bouncing off foil thing. It's a great alternative to the flashing colors used in the theme song animation, and I hope it becomes the norm going forward. What better needle drop for this cartoon than Born to be Wild? We already used the slightly less famous Steppenwolf track, did we not? And they even throw bombs like in Mario Kart. You can even stretch it and say the makeshift vehicles foresaw the custom carts of 7 and 8. Yeah, that is a stretch. Especially the toilet one.
Yeah.
It won't be real until we can drive a toilet in Mario Kart 9.
The toilet's actually coming in Mario Kart 10?
Oh, of course. So by the time we're 60.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck. Let's call Toadstool's use of the bombs specifically foreshadowing Double Dash. Well, if you want to, you go right ahead. I'm not gonna. This episode was an absolute blast. My favorite Mario cartoon so far. Quite right. I know off the top of my head a few other cartoons that demonstrate similar creativity and charm, but those are all adventures for another day. Favorite joke. To think of all the money I wasted on those driver's ed classes.
Who's Ed?
Books
Also,
are hip-hop.
hi, Ed.
Yeah, hi, Ed, if you're listening. I know he's a few episodes behind. But he does like the TikToks, at least. Books are hip-hop. He says 100% hip-hop. I would agree. Aaron, what do you think? Was that episode books or hip-hop?
Lore.
Very good. Unintentional foreshadowing, the aforementioned Mario Kart illusions. Let's round up and say the total amount of foreshadowing. Holy crap, this goes on and on the show so far is 18. Sorry, a bit of editorializing there. MVP of the episode, the fantastic fungus, the supercharged mushroom of might, the Toad Warrior. And he lists his top 5 Mario cartoons: Toad Warrior, Stars in Their Eyes, Butch Mario, Great BMX Race, and Gladiator Gig. Stars in Their Eyes?
I guess there was a charm for some people?
Yeah. You
But-
call that music? And his favorite so far top 5 live actions are Slimebusters, Alligator Dundee, Dance, EC, and All Steamed Up. I think that's a little safer.
Yeah.
Question of the week. Aaron's favorite part. Pitch a movie parody Mario cartoon. It doesn't have to be an actual film from the 80s or older. Go as anachronistic as you want. His pitch is Frozen, but Elsa is a little girl when she freezes over the kingdom, and the Mario brothers have to teach her to control her powers if they want to get out of there. Also, Koopa and his Koopa pack are there suffering every winter-themed environmental hazard you can think of. Speaking of Disney movies, I'm looking forward to next week's episode, even if the premise is a little Greek to me. See you next time. Thanks, Dr. Derp. What do you think? Yeah, what movie parody would you hack up into a freaking Mario cartoon?
Oh. It has to be a movie parody. However, I'm gonna get away with this because it's a book turned into a movie, Stardust.
Stardust?
Yes, it's based off of Neil Gaiman's light novella, Stardust. Of a young man going into a magical world to bring back a fallen star to win the love of his crush, only to find out that the star is a person and slowly falls in love with the star instead.
Okay, now how would you turn that into 13 minutes of Mario?
Exactly like that.
Oh, okay. You think that'll do it?
Oh, if only I could have her a hand in marriage. I know, I'll get a star. This star is kinda hot. Heads back home. Wait, there's witches behind me. And stupid princes. If she crosses this wall, she'll turn to dust.
At last the power star is mine. Now who's gonna stop me? Wow, I hope that bark comes out in the timing the way it did in my headphones.
I hope so
we should
too.
mention, Aaron and I are actually doing this over the phone, over Skype, over whatever you want to say. So we're going to have to cobble this together, but I think it'll be pretty good.
Hey John, have I ever made you watch Stardust?
No, that's how come I didn't know what it was about and never heard of it.
I should make you watch it. It has Robert De Niro in drag in it.
Neat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a selling point if I ever heard one. Okay, and my movie, let's see. Trying to think of ones that I remember that weren't done.
The first Iron Man. Also a good choice.
Oh, that could be good. And he makes an Iron Man suit out of, like, plumbing material.
Oh.
You know? Yeah. It's, but it's Luigi is captured and put in a cave with a box of scrap plumbing material. And he's got to get out of the cave to save Mario and the rest of the crew from something. You know, King Koopa's going to do something to them. And he builds a set of armor.
Meanwhile, Mario's been frozen in ice for the last 100 years.
Yeah, and Toad is working on his anger issues and his experiments with gamma radiation.
Oh.
Yeah. I see where this is going. But no, I think that could be a funny premise. Luigi builds an Iron Man suit out of, like, pipes and wrenches and a toilet seat and stuff. And has to take the fight to King Koopa. And the cover song could be Iron Man by Black Sabbath. Oh yeah, what would be the cover song in your Stardust parody?
Starman?
Oh, that could work. Make it as on the nose as possible.
Yes.
There's a Starman, something, something, something. It's perfect.
He'd like to come and meet you. Something, 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 something.
There, I find it took 20 episodes, but I got you to sing on the show. I know if I just asked you, I would have done it.
Yeah, but...
Or I could just start at that Golden Tusk Batman one. See if you still remember all the words to that. You killed my parents. I think we'd have to be in the same room to get that one right, but I bet we could do it.
I think so.
Just switch off the overlapping lines.
Or the Superman one.
Yeah, that one's a little easier.
No longer am I just a man.
I'll only go by. Okay, we get the point. All right. And I know it's going to be running long, but since we got a bunch of these to catch up on, we're going to do one more of Dr. Derp's lovely letters, although I may pick and choose paragraphs as we go. Hi, and this one is incoming mail about Fire of Hercules / the Marios Fight Back, or Muppet in a Can. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
That is a much better title than what we had.
Big surprise. 1989 marinara. First of all, challenge accepted on the Giant King Koopa explanation. Oh yeah, here we go. We do get some lore eventually on how the Super Show incarnation specifically got big, so you'll just have to wait for the apparent chronological order to catch up. In the meanwhile, if you will indulge me for a silly explanation, which rap from Into the Woods intensifies? I do not know that, so I'm just going to read it cold. Beans, special beans, perfectly pilfered from an arrogant alchemist, secretly concocted out of sea monkey kidney stones, guaranteed to generate gargantuan Goliaths. But beware, warned the Koopa wizard, contracted out. It's not pre-shrunk like a Macy's sweatshirt. Take a swim long enough to prune your epidermis and poof, pow, your maturity's gone. But that's another story, never mind. Does that mean anything to you?
I watched Into the Woods, like, when it first came out in theaters. I can't remember the rap.
Well, sorry, swing and a miss, but I'm sure it was great. Anyway, welcome to the Banana Man saga. I apologize in advance for the unfolding nonsense you are about to witness. As for that line about Moon Zappa, it was indeed a reference to the Frank Zappa song Valley Girl, which infamously features guest vocals from his daughter Moon. Speaking of infamy, I'll have to double check my emails for typos going forward. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, it's thoughts on Mario Strike Back. Well, it's a surprisingly straightforward premise that I expected to see on the show sooner. A televised demonstration of the Mario Brothers' plumbing prowess goes south. As usual, the plot only picks up after the cartoon, but the hook is certainly enticing, and the real reward for sticking with it is more puppetry fun from our pal from Muppet Classic Theater. Yeah, I don't think the sink clog with googly eyes was his best work, but it certainly was work.
Yeah.
And then the full suit was better.
Yes.
Still leagues above that guy from Calgary Expo.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Fire of Hercules? This is a special one. The first Mario cartoon written by Mark McCorkey and Robert Scooley, the creators of Kim Possible. One of my favorite Mario cartoons later on is written by these two, but does this episode hold up? Well, only one way to find out. Right off the bat, there are two factors that promise a good time. One is a distinctly Greek mythology-inspired setting, in contrast to the Roman Colosseum of the Great Gladiator gig, while the other is a potentially unintentional visual gag where the opening camera pans past the gang before snapping back to it like it barely missed them. I think that was deliberate. I think that was supposed to be a bit of a, oh, there they are. But with this show, you can never tell. Sorry, I'm going to have to adopt a different voice. Are you following along the letter text on your phone as well?
I am not.
Oh, you should probably do that so you'll know when I'm editorializing instead of reading out loud his comments.
Okay.
We'll do that for next time. Scratch that. I'm going to give the episode the benefit of the doubt and assume the gag was intentional. Okay. Now we're just mirroring each other. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. We get another time-tested gag with the gang hide incognito posing as statues. I'm not sure if this was Kim Possible Duo's first gig for Saturday morning animation. Not that I remember. But this is a promising glimpse into their future working at the likes of Disney and Nickelodeon. Once we're finally introduced to Maxie Zeus, Hercules, I instantly love him. That may be due in part to his relaxed and Garfield-like voice. Yeah. Amusingly, King Koopa doesn't seem to have a creative persona to run around in this time around. Yeah? Oh, okay. Sorry, I read that badly. Amusingly, King Koopa doesn't seem to have a creative persona to run around in this time around. But then again, I thought he was running around in a time. But then again, I guess it's hard to top Emperor Augustus, blah, blah, blah. At least he seems to consistently refer to the Marios as sewer simps. Yeah, I think did we call that out or just think it?
I think we might have mentioned it either when we were watching it or in the episode, but I think it might have just been when we were watching the episode.
Yeah. What you guys hear is the best stuff.
Yeah. Or the worst stuff, depending on.
Yeah. Depending on the 12 people who listened to episode 18. Ask them what they think. Speaking of consistency, a lot of the witty one-liners are on par with what the writing duo would do later on with Kim Possible as well. Geez, I don't know if I would take that as a compliment or not, but I'm not the writer.
Yeah.
I think
I enjoyed the couple of episodes of Kim Possible I watched.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Kim Possible is leagues better than this.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
And it had Ricardo Montalban in it.
As well as the music was better.
True.
I think that's what really brought this episode down, re-listening to it, is the music.
Yeah. What was it you said? Two things. I didn't like the cover song, and I didn't like the song they replaced the cover song with.
Yes.
Now that's exactly. A t-shirt for you.
Also, if you want Princess Super Show merch, please write in.
Yeah.
It won't help.
Well, not the focus of the episode. The Rocky homage is pretty tasteful movie parody, which is another good sign that we haven't seen the worst of them yet. But hey, never tell me the odds. I'm not going to give up on the power of positive plumbing. Naturally, given the MacGuffin, the cover song has to be Great Balls of Fire. I don't know. I think they could have found something else. Like we said, I think they started with the cover song first.
Yeah.
Which is fair. You got to license like 53 songs. You're going to start tailoring episodes to them.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, I could think of, one more song that would have been way better, which would have been Ring of Fire.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, God, and the cover song probably would have been terrible. Like that guitar and keyboard duo who sang it 2 years in a row at that charity walk we were at.
Ah.
Remember the guy doing the trumpets on his keyboard, but he had the phony reverb on it, so it was...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They did that 2 years in a row, but at least the veggie dogs got better.
Oh.
We went to the veggie dog line because it was shorter. Oh, that's a story for another day. Although I think I just told it. Anyhow, I say it must be amusing that King Koopa has no firepower after using up the Great Balls of Fire, even though his signature move in the game is his fire breath. Yeah, I think this episode solidifies that this King Koopa does not breathe fire.
Yeah.
Which means he was eating cold bread.
Yeah.
Nice to see more love for Toad, at least. Solid beginning for the Kim Possible guys on the show, but I know better stuff is yet to come. Oh, good. I'm looking forward to it, because, yeah, this is their first one of a handful, I think. Favorite joke? Think of how much this will lower my heating bill. Books or hip-hop? Books, on Greek mythology to be exact, and fitness. Yeah, it was a books episode. Unintentional foreshadowing, the setting in Greece would be visited in the infamous edutainment Super Nintendo games, like Mario is missing, as well as the more recent Mario Kart games. And oh yeah, there's an Athens level in like Mario Kart Tour that got put into the 8 DLC.
Yes.
Yeah, one of those ones. I'm sure we did. We still have to do our 98 track marathon sometime. That'll be a kick in the dick. Also, Fire Toad will become a regular feature of the 2D Mario games from the new Super Mario Bros. Wii onward. That's 2 plus 18 from the previous episode. He's got a total of 20 forward-thinking references. MVP of the episode is the mighty Hercules, followed closely by Toad. You could argue it's Toad that saves the day in the end, but I really like Hercules, and this is his one and only episode. Fair enough. Let's see. It's a Hercules. So he puts this one at number 5 in his top 5, which edges out Great Gladiator Gig. And
it doesn't edge out the Great BMX Race.
No, that's right. Somebody's following along from home. I'd also love to say the live-action rapper edges out All Steamed Up, thanks purely to the novelty of Muppet in a Can. Yeah, I don't know. I still got a soft spot for Sergeant Slaughter. Doing the communism jokes. But Sergeant Slaughter will be back, so he has a chance to take his spot back on the top 5. Question of the week. What other characters from Greek mythology would you like to see in a Mario cartoon? For me, Medusa is always fun to see, metaphorically. I get it. It's funny because I get it.
Yes.
Next week's... Yeah, what do you think, Aaron? What Greek mythological character do you think could be in a 13-minute hackneyed Mario cartoon?
Would I be Aaron the Travel Plan Man if I didn't say Hermes?
Yes, I think. But yeah, I get it. Let's see. The
Actually, you know what? A wrathful Hera.
Oh. How dare you confuse my son's voice actor with the guy that he sounds like.
Oh.
Well, let's see. I haven't done my Greek mythology is practically all from freaking
Disney
cartoons.
Hercules.
Disney Hercules is a strong one.
But, Disney Hercules, the animated series?
Yeah. I don't know. I think kind of a Poseidon water god. Well, they have to try and cross the sea. Something. That could be fun. But
Yes.
somehow it'd be the Poseidon Koopa. Or something. But I don't know. That's all I got. I'm afraid this one is a bit of a blind spot for me.
What I'm hearing is you want a version of the Odyssey.
Ooh, that could be good. Mario's Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the
That'd be a
Tales of
switch.
Troy.
I don't know. I still think we should have gotten the 12 Trials of Hercules or whatever. But that might have been a 2-parter, which this show does not do. Unless you count them meeting 2 different vampires. Next week's episode promises to be a fun one with one of the worst examples of cover song substitution I've seen on the show. See ya then.
Trying to remember what the next one was.
Yeah,
Next
after
one we
Hercules. Yeah, the one we just put up.
Yeah, that would be the vampires.
Yeah, that's the cover of Thriller with the lone female vocalist. Yeah, she sang it well, but was pretty weak on her own.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again for the letters, Dr. Derp. We're going to work on getting them done up in a more timely manner, but Aaron's had a lot of wedding-related shenanigans to be put in his spare time, too. And if I did it without him, he'd kick my ass.
I would.
Yeah. He's just waiting for an excuse.
I don't actually need an excuse. I just need to put him in his place every once in a while.
Yeah, luckily
Sometimes
for me,
John just needs to be put in his place.
My place is a 3-hour drive away, so that does help me a little.
Oh.
I'm in the cupboard under the stairs in the house down the street from Jerry's bait shop. You know the place.
Oh. Just a little ways away from the chemist?
We say pharmacy in this country, young man. Somebody's been watching Bluey clips on TikTok. And it's me.
Is it you?
It is me.
Good. I hear it's really entertaining.
It is, the clips I've seen of it. But I think that's going to do it for this episode's mailbag segment, so here's our clean segue back into whatever cut.
We're just going to see you in the next little bit, so enjoy however we continue it on from here. Talk to you next time. Letter people.
If you want to reach out to the show, leave a comment on the YouTube version.
Send us an email at excusemesupershow@gmail.com.
And reach out to us on Twitter at excusemesupshow.
Send us a Facebook message.
Also at Excuse Me Super Show. And same on Blue Sky. We're Excuse Me Super Show everywhere but Twitter because it was 2 characters too long there for some reason.
And if you're wanting to hear just the best of and the funniest parts, go to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
We do it every Wednesday. John is the mastermind behind it. I just lend my voice. Watch it before you guys do, so be jealous.
Yeah.
And tell him that he sucks.
Thank you. That would really help. That would finally set me straight.
So if you want to tell us that we suck, please do it only on TikTok.
Any engagement is good engagement. All right. Prediction time.
It's time for our predictions, and I'm hoping next week is better.
Well, we won't see... hopefully we won't see any magicians.
Or I wouldn't mind Black Zone Jr.
I don't know what that means.
The magician. From The Magician. The one who taught Luigi to make things disappear.
Oh, Black Stone. I heard Black Zone Jr.
Well, if you want Black Zone Jr., you're going to have to go to an alternate universe.
All right. So the live action segment is Lost Dog.
Oh. Cher returns because she has lost her Poochie. And the Mario Brothers have to set together a search party to go find it.
Interesting theory. I got a glance at the synopsis when I was getting the title, and I don't know if I should tell you how close you are or are not. I guess it doesn't really matter now. It looks like... Do you want to know?
Yeah.
It's not Cher, but the lady who lost the dog is Pam Madison.
Oh!
Yeah. So you were, like, right there. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I just know that that's her return is in Lost Dog.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's another one you're not going to have to redo the actor stuff for.
So this is going to... I don't know if I'm going to be mad next week.
Yeah, you might have had some time to cool off before we record the next one. All right, and...
I don't know whether or not I'm going to be watching it. It's like, why do they have... Oh, just bring back the terrible ones, not just,
It probably means that they filmed them at the same time.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe she was there for this, and then she said, "Hey, do you guys know I can do share?"
And that...
Oh, what if it's the same dog? Like, you're not the same dog, but the same dog?
Yeah.
Now, that would be something. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
And the cartoon is 2 plumbers and a baby.
Wait, no, we are... This is episode 19.
Oh, did I do it again?
You did.
Yeah, the Mario Wiki skips the Zelda episodes. Damn it.
Oh.
I did it again. I don't know if we're going to keep that shit or not. Okay, give me a sec here. Sorry about that. Let's do this. Okay. Next episode predictions. Live action segment is Mommy's Curse. Spelled conspicuously with an O.
Oh. No guest star. This will be Lou Albano. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Good.
You think it's going to be Mama Mario?
Yes, but showing up as Mama Mario, cursed by an ancient, wandering sort.
Well, we'll see. I can tell you you're wrong in one respect, and I don't know the rest.
Oh.
And then the Zelda episode 4, I can't believe I did that again, is Kiss and Tell. And you know exactly what happens.
Yes, so Mario, being the best and most loyal person ever, kisses someone who isn't Zelda or Toadstool.
Okay. So you meant to say Mario. I wasn't sure which way the joke was going. Or did you not? Link
Kisses Mario.
Yeah.
And tells about it. End of story.
Yeah. It's just 11 minutes of them kissing and then the credits.
It was very progressive for the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Toad just stood there. Did he grab his wrench?
He just slowly extended it.
We know he can do that now.
This time he's not being yanked to do it.
This time he wasn't trapped in Mouser's dungeon. I think a lot of this is going to be excised.
I don't think it is.
So yeah, we'll see what we can kiss and tell you about next time, because I'm John.
I'm not gonna kiss and tell you anything.
And until next time, everybody,
do the Mario! Because I'm a gentleman.